Photopea, okay, and we got Photopea is an amazing software. It's online Photoshop, so pretty much I could teach the whole course using Photopea, but I don't think people will want to hire you unless they see Photoshop. So Photoshop really doesn't have much of a substitution. But anyway, here we are. So I want you to focus on, many of you might have, okay, if you look at the toolbar, you might see your paint bucket tool. Actually, you know, so you guys have a 1500 by 1500 72 white background. I hope it's already there. All right, if not, please get there. And then here's paint bucket tool, okay? So I'm going to press and hold, and I'm going to select gradient tool. Okay, make sure you have that. Okay, everybody good? Gradient tool, all righty. So now, if you look on the top, you've got this scenario right here. So you've got this, okay, so let me show you something. First, before we get to the top, why don't you go ahead and select the foreground and the background. And on the left side, is there a glare on the screen? Is that too much of a glare? I'll just shut the door. So go ahead and select a new foreground or any kind of, unless you have it over already. Okay, so I got blue and red. You can choose any two colors you want. Try to avoid white, okay, if you can. But at any rate, I know that white's a color. But so what I want to show you is this right here. On the very top, make sure you have gradient selected. And then, oops, sorry. Then you've got this scenario right here. So click on this drop down here. You see this drop down right there? Click on that. And you'll notice you've got a whole bunch of folders here, okay? So it won't look like mine right away. I'm just going to collapse everything. So the first folder, obviously, you might see is the Basics folder. And Basic is pretty cool because, obviously, this is the colors you have right now in the toolbar, from foreground to background, okay? And then, see, it says foreground to background. Then over here, foreground to transparent, and then black to white, whatever the case may be. So I'd like you to go ahead and select foreground, okay, make sure there's like a line around it, all right? And now, inside this canvas that you created, go ahead and create a new canvas. So layer, new layer, or click on the, our good friend down here. I know okay, this, you may have a hard time to find it, but so do layer, new layer, or you can use the shortcut, Shift, Command, N, Shift, Command, N. So now you gotta just press OK. Actually, I'm sorry, you shouldn't have pressed OK. What I'm gonna do is select, go ahead and double click on layer 1 and call it linear. L-I-N-E-A-R, linear, okay? Right there, okay? So make sure that's what it says. Because I'm gonna show you about the linear gradient. Why? Okay, well, let's go up here again. And you'll notice on the top, you got these little 5 icons. And the first one is, okay, linear. There it is. So if you click that, okay, make sure the layer is selected, the linear layer, and let's go ahead and drag across. Look at that. Okay, drag across. So it goes from blue to red, and in between, you've got purple. Now let's look at some of the little kind of nooks and cranny here. Okay, so you've got this circle to the left, and you can actually bring that in to make it more blue or more red. Same thing with this one. You can make it more red. Okay, and of course, the closer you compress into the blue, the more the middle portion, which I guess is a purple, kind of appears. You can go up and down, whatever the case may be. This little diamond right here kind of decides how much of a transition it makes, okay? You can also, look at this, you can also move this across, and you can also click anywhere here. See this? And create another diamond. And now you can actually have even more control. All right, pretty cool. Oops. Of course, you can do something like this, make it, you know, kind of make it shrink a little bit more. See that? And you can have that, although that's kind of lame, but some people may like it. All right, let me see if I can do something here. All right, so what I'd like you to do is with this guide, okay, I guess if you call it, go ahead and do a screenshot, okay, Command-Shift-4 if you all remember. I know we've been doing photography this whole time. And let's go ahead and drag that into the first folder. If you have Photopea, you can also drag it in. Okay, oh, I have to go over Photopea real quick. I'm so sorry about Photopea, people. Let me go ahead and go into Google Slides, wherever that might be. So here it is right here. So the second layer, okay. Where are we? No, maybe I have to do it again. All right, let me just do it again. And by the way, thank you for those who turned in teacher appreciation. They all loved it. Okay, so if you did teacher appreciation, you made them smile, and it really means a lot. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, the linear. Alrighty, and yeah, that's pretty much it right there. And then we're going to go into radial next. Okay, so what I like to do instead, okay, create a new layer. So layer, new layer, okay? And we're going to call it, so before you put new layer, put down radial, R-A-D-I-A-L. If I'm going too slow, or I'm sorry, slow. If I'm going too fast, you just let me know. Alrighty, if I'm going too fast. All right, so with that being said, click OK. And now what I'd like you to do is make the second layer hidden. How do you do that? So you got background, you got linear, you got radial. So by clicking on the eyeball, okay, you're hiding that layer. So now you've got completely white. Let's go ahead and choose a different color this time. Okay, so click on this little arrow here. And now you've got a choice between all this blues, okay? You got purples, you've got pinks, okay? Purples are cool colors, so actually I'm gonna go ahead and click here on this one, that looks nice. You can also expand this a little bit. You see that on the lower right, you've got that expandable. So, because it seems like some of you guys are using it a little too small. Some of you guys are like this, so, but please stretch it out more. Stretch it all the way out. On the lower right, you can stretch it out so you can see more in front of you, okay? So if you're interested, I'm gonna choose this one right here, okay? Now, let's choose, well actually, you know what, there's a better color. I'm sorry, I'm thinking too much. I kind of want a yellow for radial, so let me go ahead and choose a yellow. Is there a yellow? Don't see any yellows. I thought there'd be a yellow. Maybe orange. Okay, here's a yellow, or under oranges. So I'm going to click on that one. And so here is radial. I'm going to click here, and look what happens. I can click here, and look at that. It comes in the middle. So you can actually move the whole thing if you like. And again, wherever there's these little diamonds or these little, you can adjust it so you can make it like this, okay? So it looks like the Big Bang or a sun. Okay, you can actually do this. Move it. You can expand it a little bit more. Okay, and let's see if we can. So, and by the way, you can also come up with a different color. Notice what I did. I clicked on this line, okay, and a different color appears. You can always choose a different color by clicking here, and look what happens. Okay, so I'm trying to find yellow. I guess that's good right there. Okay, so you see right there, and then you can also, I'm trying to make it there. Now I got it as a circle again. All right, so with this, again, you got all these handles, and you can add more handles. So you can click here, and it turns blue. Make it look like really out of this world, okay? Okay, well, with that in mind, kind of looks like, in biology, do you guys look under the microscope at all? No? What does it look like, an air bubble? Okay, so go ahead and do a command, go ahead and copy this. For those of you who take biology and you have Mr. Rogers, you're lucky. He's probably the best biology teacher. Really talented teacher there. His wife's good too, Miss Edna. All right, so I'll wait a little while, give you about a minute. So first we did linear, then we did radial. Next we're gonna do okay, so next we're going to angular, and why don't you go ahead and why don't we go ahead and find a different color source? So if you notice also with the radial, notice how the gradient over here kind of adjusts to whatever I did over here. So let's go there and let's go choose a different angular. I'm going to choose this one. No, I don't want to choose that one. Let's go a little green. And let me see if I can find some. There we go. Okay. I'm sorry. What I should have asked you to do, and I'm my bad, undo everything you've done. Create a new layer. Sorry. Create a new layer. Okay. And then go ahead and hide this one, the last one you did, the radial. Okay, so with layer 1 now, you're going to type in angular, A-N-G-U-L-A-R, angular. Alrighty. Okay, so with angular, and if you selected a good, well, let me go ahead and try to find something. So I'm going to choose one. I'll probably choose, I guess I'll choose this one, whatever. And then if I click on angular right here, okay, let's take a look at what it does. Again, new layer, and I'm just going to go in the middle and look what happens. See that? So it looks like a radar. All right, so it looks like it's more solid. You can also move this circle right here so it becomes more, whatever the case may be, okay? And then here you've got other thingies that can make it more or less green. Over here, more one color and less the other color. So something to look for, you know, something to kind of look at. I've never ever used this. With the exception of teaching, I've never used this feature, but then again, I'm one of a million Photoshop users. Just because I don't use it doesn't mean other people won't. For whatever reason, it could be used as a pie chart, it could be used for whatever the case may be. And they're calling. Ricardo, are you here? Yeah, I got it. Take your Chromebook, look at it. Okay. All right, so. Huh?
What did you say?
Go to guidance to make sure you have your Chromebook with you. Okay, so let's do a screenshot of this, please. Command-Shift-4. Oops. And by the way, if you ever have a situation where your graphic here turns black and white or grayscale, just click on any layer and it'll come back. So Command-Shift-4. We're going to do this. All right, and angular goes right. Oops, did I miss it? There it is right there. Okay. All right, now next one is reflected. What is that? Okay, so let's go ahead again, create a new layer, hide the other one. Okay, and this time name the layer reflected. And double click, reflected. There we go. This time let's choose a new set of colors. Whatever it is that you want. There's pastels, and I never understood what pastels are. Looks nice and calm, peaceful. So I'm gonna double click there. And this time I'm gonna choose, reflected. You know what? Pastels may not be the right color. I'm gonna choose something else. So maybe go to blues or something with here. This is the one. Okay. So with reflective, okay, it looks like a laser beam. Look at this. So boom, see? You can actually do that. If you're drawing something and this sort of like a light that's coming out from somewhere. Okay, so something like that. And of course, with these guides, you can adjust it accordingly. Okay, or you can add another diamond here and see, change the different colors. Okay, and it doesn't have to be blue, it could be red. There it is right there. That looks pretty cool. So whatever the case may be, you have to be an artist to be able to do this. So go ahead and do Command Shift 4 if you're done. All right, try to capture the guides. That would be really important. So there's reflective, okay? All right, it is now 1:09. Let's do one more and we'll take a 5-minute break. Same thing next time, create a new layer, name it diamonds. Okay, and then hide the second layer below that. All right, and let's go ahead and choose a new set of colors, whatever you want. Okay, so I got my color. I'm going to choose a red. And again, we're clicking on diamonds and radiance. So once again, diamond is right here. Okay, diamond, and we're just going to go ahead and do this. It kind of looks very bizarre. Again, this could be used on top of a Christmas tree or something like that. Actually, you know what? I'd like to try something if you don't mind, but I'm going to do it. You can just watch for now. I'm going to do a new layer. I'm going to remove my diamond layer, and this time what I want to do is I want to use this one right here, the basics right here, because it goes into transparency. Let me see if something I can do with that one. Okay, so you see right here what I did. Notice I have different diamonds. Okay, so what I did was this. I chose a one that has a transparency, and I'll show you how to do that soon enough. But here, basically I have one. If you see it goes into checkers, that means it's going into, there's no color here. So it goes from solid blue all the way. Now if I went ahead and I changed my foreground to say a yellow, that might be even better. Okay, if I can find a yellow, there we go, yellow. So now I am going to, once again, click on, make sure that, is it yellow? Okay, so I'm going to go back here and I'm going to choose yellow because, and I guess something happened. There we go, I'm going to choose yellow. Okay, so now, because again, the background, so all I did was basically, I'm going to move this here, I added more layers. So even though this is, what is it? This is, the star, is it called star? Diamonds. So I'm going to create a new layer, and I've got diamonds everywhere. Okay, because I'm using it. Okay, so anyways, if you can get it like this, that's cool. If not, one diamond is good. Do a screenshot. let's take a 10-minute break. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Let's go back to the Photoshop, and let's go back to, where are we? Google Slides. So we just finished Diamond. Now we're going to do something a custom. Now this is totally weird. I'm going to go ahead and have to open up Photopea for those using this. All right, so with Photopea, I think I've asked you guys, okay, so you go to File, New, 1500. Okay, so create. Again, really, really cool. So let me go ahead and start with Photoshop. Okay, so again, we're going to create a new layer. All right, and then make everyone else hidden. Okay, as you see what I'm doing right now. And this time, I believe we are going to, let me see, custom, okay? So in order to do that, you got to go up here, and in the drop-down menu, go ahead and select Classic Gradient, Classic, okay? There we have it. Okay, Classic Gradient up here. Let's go and choose a new set of colors. I'm just going to choose the basic, okay? New set of colors, so whatever you want. For those using Photopea, click on the gradient tool right here, okay? And then you're just going to go ahead and click on this bar, whatever that case may be. Just click there and you'll have what is known as a gradient editor. All right. Okay, very cool. So now you're wondering why, okay, what is this? Okay. Well, let me show you. First of all, let's go ahead and click here. Okay, and now you got this scenario. So go ahead and put your name where it says, just going to put your own name, okay, under where it says name. And then we'll keep it as solid. Now down here, you'll notice that it starts with yellow and goes to red, okay? But I can actually click on one of these guys right here, okay? And I can make it more yellow, okay? And I can make it more red by clicking on these little, I guess these little markers. And then there's a diamond right there that makes it also impacts a little bit. All right? Now, you might be thinking, what if I don't want yellow? Okay, all I gotta do now is click on one of these markers. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it up a little bit so you can see. I'm gonna click inside here and look what happens. There is a color gradient there. So if I click there and I choose green, well, now that everything's changed. Same thing as I can do on this end here. Click, I got the color option. And what if I want to choose blue? All right, so here's my new gradient. Okay, what if I want another color here in between the green and the blue? What if I click right here, right in this area? Click. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to make this one disappear first. Now I'm going to click, so there it is. And then if I want one here, so I got 4 colors here. I'm going to make this one into a yellow, I guess. Yellow, yes. There we go. And I can adjust whatever I want, make one bigger or smaller than the other. This is what I got. Okay, so this is what I want you to screen capture. Okay, this is the color gradient. Go ahead and this is the what do you call it? The gradient editor. So now we're going to go here and we are going to go into the Google Slides and we will add it right here under custom gradients. So hopefully you have it somewhere. Look in your desktop. If I can find it, I'm not sure. I think this is it. Yeah, that's it, right? Oops. All right, any questions? Okay, as you can see, all these different markers here impact the gradient, okay? And so, all right. So put that here, okay, if you don't mind. But we're going to put something right next to it. So make it small enough, okay? Because this is how we impact color. Now what I'd like you to do is this. Let's go back to the same gradient. All right, and now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and take this out. Take these little two houses, click and drag down. Click and drag down. So now we got 3 colors left. But even this one, I'm going to click and drag down. All right, everybody get this? So you should now have down to 2. Anybody need my help at this point? Okay, let's go help her. Okay, what's up? Anybody else need me to look over their shoulder to help? Romy, are good? Huh? You awake, Moses? All right, anybody else? So close now. This is what I like. So we worked about the bottom markers. Now we're going to do the top markers. You see, the same thing. So as you can see, but this one is about opacity. So the same thing, you can move this over and put more green than the other. But now, this time, I'm going to click on the far right here. Click on it. And where it says opacity, what if I decide I want it 0? Now I'm going to make it this color. You see that? There's no color there. All right, there's no color there. So the top part is about opacity. That's going to be pretty important when we go into images, okay? So take a screenshot of this and put it into the slide next to the first one. Okay, so if I go here, all right, where is that thing? So I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to try to shrink it as best as I possibly can. All right, and what I'd like you to do is click the text tool here. Okay, and by the way, you know how I'm taking all these notes. This might help you for the finals for those who are taking the written. Okay, for those who are taking the written, this is going to be important. It'll be open notes, but you may want to remember where these notes are. So this is going to be controlling color. Okay. And this one right here is controlling opacity. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put down controlling opacity. All right, I'm not going to go too much into it because it's going to be important later on. All right, actually, it might be important right now. I'd like for you guys to find any image on the internet, any image, and put it into Photoshop. All right, so any image of whatever you want. Okay, find any image, okay? It could be an image of a dog, it could be an image of the Yankees or the Dodgers, it could be the image of the Lakers, maybe not. Could be the image of your favorite teacher. How about, I'm going to choose Godzilla. Anybody like Godzilla? This is my Godzilla right here. This is the true Godzilla. You don't mess with him. going to copy this image and I'm going to put it into Photoshop. Or actually, I'm going to paste them right here. There we go. Okay, so find a good image and paste them right where you need to. Okay, you ladies okay? So you want to put right here, okay? So of course I kind of got it. But say the opacity here for 700, okay? I kind of want to do this. Just have it, so remove these two, unless you do. I'll show you right now. So you click here, and then right here there's a slide. That's it. So you can just click here. You already did it. You're fine. You did great. Okay, anybody else? Okay, so, yeah, put that there. Great, you did great. So one controls color, one controls opacity. Okay. So I want to show you a little bit about transparency, okay, which we just went over. So the easiest way, instead of working on that editor, the easiest way to do this is find a foreground color, and I'm going to choose one that's really, let's choose red, dark red, okay? All right, you see that how it shows red? For my picture. Now if you have a butterfly, you may want to choose a blue. If you have a dog, you may want to choose a pink or whatever. I'm going to choose dark red, and then I'm going to click on not classic gradient, but I'm going to click here and choose this guy right here, where it starts off solid and then ends up with transparent. So I'm going to click here. Now watch what I do here, okay? I'm going to choose a linear gradient. Linear. So watch what I do and then do as you watch, okay? So I'm going to go here. Look at that, okay? I'm going to go all over here. There you go. Now I've got a red Godzilla, and I'm going to take text, and I'm going to write down there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and do a Command T. Don't mess with, oh, me. Okay, I'm going to do this right here. Okay. There we have it. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with the Godzilla. Okay. So you can do that, how I kind of put a gradient in the background. Okay, but it's a transparency. That's how it ends. A lot of good advertisement. Okay, let me show you one that I did do a while back ago. If I can find it, downloads. No. Okay, here it is right here. So, this one right here. See, notice how here's a woman and her dog, and how this is for the ASPCA, okay, the American Society of Protection of, this is a nonprofit that protects pet animals. So anyways, this is a really good thing for you know, darkening the area, okay? And if it's too much, like if a gradient is not enough, I mean, if the gradient is too much, which I kind of think it is, I can just click on this again and, you know, I can undo it, Command Z, and then do it again. about there, just before it hits the body, and then I can put in whatever I want. But it's something like that, okay? Where everything else kind of is left alone. But of course, if I want to go deeper, now he's turned red, okay? So there's a whole slew of things that you can do, okay, that we'll go into. Okay, well, we got about 5 minutes left. I want to take a screenshot of this and put it inside, what do you call it? The slide number 8 with picture, okay? We'll go ahead and do the rest tomorrow, okay? So with picture, all right? And take the rest of the time off. Okay, any questions? Anybody good? Do not turn this in, please. We're not done. And by the way, there'll be catch-up day from here to the rest of the year, Thursday and Friday. Okay, and the reason I'm doing that is not because I want to give you the time off, but also for you guys to work on your portfolios. All right, and anything to catch up, because some of you are really, really behind. And so I want you to catch up and work on your portfolio or journalism, okay? All right, thanks. That's it.
When are you putting grades in? When are you putting grades in?
June 6th or June?
No, like for the quarter.
I didn't know when the quarter's over.
Oh.
I had no idea. Is the quarter over? No one told me. I had no idea. Please don't leave yet. Straighten out your stations, please.